forces are approaching the future battlefield with less hands and more metal. This isn't some fantasy from an Isaac Asimov novel. This is warfare concept. Very real, very simple. Shiva in Delhi for headlines today.
Like I said earlier, Headlines Today is an exclusive possession of the full list of 16 military robot programs currently underway in this country. These are programs the government has never talked about before. They're all secret, and you'll be hearing about them for the first time right here on Headlines Today. Let's take you through India's robot army, very much in the making. Soldier. Rugged, hard as nails, and built for that most dangerous of anti-terror duties. Handling and disposal of improvised explosive devices. In 6 months, the Indian Army will have its first 20 Daksh robots for operations in the Kashmir Valley.
As you see, today the kind of warfare is more aligned to counter-insurgency or anti-terrorist kind of warfare that we're going to see in the future. And in this kind of scenario where the theatre of war is mostly in the urban areas or inside towns, there the requirement is to have these robotic systems or unmanned systems which can go into these kind of places or within a building, climb stairs, get inside and take out the terrorists over there.
But Daksh is only the first. Headlines Today now has access to documents listing every single military robot being developed for the Indian Armed Forces. Most of these have never been known to exist before. A highly secretive program is underway to build an armed infantry robot capable of tracking, chasing and engaging terrorists or militants in Kashmir and the Northeast. Scientists are developing a remote-controlled urban warfare robot capable of providing command and control to troops in 2611-like situations. In the next decade, robots will assist soldiers in patrolling the disputed border with China. They will be programmed to survey pre-decided swaths of territory with algorithms for level 2 engagement. A Predator-type attack drone is also in the works. By 2015, India will test its first unmanned combat aerial vehicle by remotely launching precision-guided ground weapons. One of the most dramatic programs in development is an autonomous robotic boat capable of engaging and sinking suspect vessels and pilot ships. Another critical program is building a miniature unmanned submarine vehicle for nearshore and coastal patrol, mine detection and early warning in battlefield situations.
We already are seeing a lot of plethora of such platforms in the Indian Army as well as armies abroad, and wherein a lot of these dangerous tasks or tasks which involve a loss of life in normal situations are being outsourced, or let's say are being done by the robotic platforms. And I'm sure it will be after 10 to 15 years we'll find a good amount of tasks being done by these robots.
There are 10 other programs, but some of them are too secretive to even talk about, as they involve controversial directed energy weapons and the handling of nuclear materials. It will take years, but India will gradually have its very own robot order of battle. Robots for every conceivable act of offense and defense. Robots that will keep Indian soldiers and the country that much safer. Shivaru in Delhi for Headlines Today. Well, India's robotic warfare doctrine may sound like something out of a fantasy novel, but it isn't really as far-fetched at all. Countries like the US and Israel have pioneered military robots, and a large number of these machines are already in battle theaters like Iraq and Afghanistan, saving soldiers' lives every single day. Here's a look at some of those life-saving robot soldiers on duty as we speak in Iraq, Afghanistan and other parts of the world. The American Talon is the most famous and has become indispensable to the US military in Iraq, conducting every manner of bomb and explosive ordnance disposal, saving hundreds of soldiers' lives every single day. Israel's protector unmanned assault boat is already in service conducting round-the-clock armed maritime patrol on the country's Mediterranean coast. The boat, incidentally, is also an offer to the Indian Coast Guard. Well, the world's most famous combat robot is, of course, the MQ-9 Predator unmanned combat aerial vehicle, which has gained a fearsome reputation for unleashing hellfire missiles across the Durand line against the Al-Qaeda and the Taliban on Pakistani soil. Finally, the British Talisman unmanned underwater vehicle is a new generation robotic submarine that the Royal Navy will shortly begin using. The shoreline reconnaissance that may be simply too dangerous for humans to get involved in. On to another story now.